bring together a series of just short exercises that uses, some are imagery, some are breath, some is movement, and just get to it. So the first one is more about imagery. So I'm gonna stop sharing screen while I'm doing this because it doesn't make sense to keep flashing you the slide. So if you can, find yourself in a comfortable position, whether it is laying down. Find yourself in a comfortable position. And if you can, be upright or have your spine relatively straight, upright and not uptight, like a friend likes to say. And close your eyes. And if you're closing your eyes, you want to turn off your video, that's totally fine. Notice where you are in your body physically. Maybe there's some tightness or looseness, heat or coolness. Just notice your body, the physical sensations on your body. You don't have to fix anything. Just let it be. And now notice your thoughts that are playing in the theater of your mind, this movie theater of your mind. What kind of thoughts are coming up? Are they erratic? Are they intense? Are they slow? Are they random? Just notice your thoughts. You don't have to fix anything. Just let it be. And finally, notice your emotions. Maybe you're tired, you're hungry, you're glad, you're confused. Whatever emotions you're feeling, you don't have to fix anything. Let it be. And now that you've noticed your physical body, your thoughts and your emotion, imagine yourself as standing on the riverbank of a flowing river. And your thoughts are like the boats or the leaf that are just floating down this river. And as you notice your thoughts, notice them as if you are this bystander on the bank of a river and just noticing them floating down. Just as you cannot stop the river from going upstream to downstream, don't try to stop the thoughts. You can notice that maybe that's a happy thought or a sad thought. Maybe you notice you're judging yourself for having these thoughts. You can notice that too and let it go. Let it float down the stream. Maybe you're thinking you have too many thoughts or not enough thoughts. That's fine too. Let that go and let it float down the stream. Now that you're noticing yourself, noticing your thoughts, know that this is something you can return to anytime you need to. If your thoughts are getting jumbled, imagine yourself being an observer on the stream and your thoughts floating down. And when you're ready, I want you to invite everyone back to the shared space so we can move on to the next mindfulness exercise. So this is a very basic and simple one where people could imagine their thoughts as like leaves or boats floating down, an idea of like floating along the river and you can't control river or body of water. It goes where it wants to go. And then carrying that analogy into noticing your thoughts and your feelings and whatever arising. So does anyone want to share anything about this exercise before we go on to the next one? Okay.
It was very relaxing.
Great. I'm glad. So the next exercise, the next two is actually around breath, because our breath is tied to our, our systems, our nervous system. There is parasympathetic or sympathetic system. So the first one is called box breathing. So it's like a box. You breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, and you repeat. So I'm going to lead you through it at a certain pacing just to adapt. And then once you get to a certain point, you go at your own pace for a bit. And we're just going to do it for a short bit, but oftentimes people would do it for like minutes, because if you could feel your breath slowing down, it could, especially if you're very agitated, it could also help you kind of like calm down, right? Because you are getting oxygen in, and oxygen, sometimes when we're stressed, our breath could get really short. And you're like, oh, when it's that short, you're not getting enough oxygen and your brain needs it too. So let's start again. You get yourself comfortable, seated, lying down. If you want, you can close your eyes. That could help you focus on the breath. So let's just clear the breath in our lungs. Just let it all out. You can even sigh it out. Maybe you had a long day. And if you want, breathe in deeply again and just sigh it out. Okay, let's start. So breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now go at your own pace, keeping count of your breath in this pattern of a box. And I'll give you some moments to do that. I invite you to start wrapping up wherever you are in the box breathing cycle. And when you're ready, Open your eyes. Just start breathing normally. Yeah. So your breath is something you can always go back to. And it's okay if your breath is short or long. I know sometimes we think there's a perfect type of breathing, but it's just to even like be with it, right? Does anyone want to share? This is different. Maybe they don't like it, they like it. I heard someone said before it was kind of stressful for them actually when they were holding before, and everybody has different experiences.
I really like this exercise. I actually do it a lot because I have real bad anxiety sometimes. So whenever I have like a panic attack or something like that, this like really, really helps me out to kind of not have a panic attack.
I'm glad. And you can also change the number of counts. Some people like, but the idea is to make it consistent and don't make the differences like that, like, so don't like too big because you want to have that even steadiness. That if you don't want to do 4, you want to do 6, you want to do 5, whatever works for you, right? But keep it consistent. Okay, so next one is another breathing exercise. It's called alternating breathing. So if you're, I'm going to use my right hand because I'm righty. Put your right hand on your nose, on your right nostril, and then you could either use your middle finger or your pointer finger. And this. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for the left nostril, and then hold it, switch it to the left side, then breathe out for the right nostril. Then breathe in for the right nostril, close, move our fingers, open it back up, and breathe out for the left, and come back in again, right? It's a bit weird, it's a bit tricky. So I'll walk you all slowly through it, and then you could go at your own pace. But the first few times is tricky, and I'm sorry if you're a lefty, but once you get the idea, you'll get it. So let's start. Let's be really comfortable and put your right thumb on your right nostril, and then have your other finger, whether it's a pointer finger, a middle finger, get it ready. Just have it out. So just breathe in for your left nostril, breathe in. Close it, close your left nostril, open your right nostril, breathe out for your right nostril. Then breathe in for your right nostril, close the right nostril, breathe out for the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril, close it, breathe out through the right nostril. Close it, breathe in through the right nostril again, close it, breathe out through the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril, close it, breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril, close it, breathe out through the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril, close it, open your right nostril, breathe out, and breathe in. So do that at your own pace. And if it gets confusing, it's totally fine. But the whole idea is to breathe in and out for the same nostril before you switch over to the in and out for the other nostril. And then you keep alternating. This is awkward. I hope maybe you're getting a hang of it, maybe not, but I just want to give you a taste. When you're ready, you could join this space again. And so in this case, instead of regulating, you're still trying to keep a consistency in and out flow, but it's also like the left, right. And I don't know how much of it affects your left, right brain. I don't know, because I'm like, am I not pulling oxygen for both nostrils, even though I'm closed out one? versus the other, but you could do some more research on it if you're interested in knowing if there's any more science behind it.
Nancy, I mean, well, you just said that, but is there, who invented this? Like, what was the purpose of it?
I don't know. I think it's part of it maybe is the left brain, right brain, right?
Right.
The right brain is more analytic, the left brain is more creative, but also maybe it's something like it requires a lot of coordination to do it, right? So you're also giving yourself another anchor, right? So maybe
Yeah.
people who really think like the breath, I can't do my breath right now, it's too hard. I can't focus on sensations. This also keeps your like on task because you do a lot of focus, right?
Yeah, because I'm curious if other people, I felt the coordination tripped me up a little bit. Did other people find that? Just curious. See some nods. Okay.
Does anyone want to share any feedback about this breath meditation?
I feel like I enjoyed this method more than the other one because I didn't have to hold my breath and it felt more seamless for me to breathe in and to breathe out.
Yeah, great. And everyone's so different. You just have to find what works for you. If anyone tells you there's this one golden magical way of meditating, I'll be like, no. So that's why I give you a sample. So the next one actually is called mindful movement. So do you know that for movement, it's not always about sitting still like a Buddhist statue. You can also do it for movement. Some people say you can wash the dishes mindfully. You could do homework mindfully. I think that's a bit harder, but right now I invite you to do mindful walking. So if you can, find a space that you can take like 5 or 7 steps. Get up, everyone. And if I can't see on a camera, I can't, but get up. And if you can find yourself in a space where you can walk and can still hear me, that's the key. You need to still hear me. So the whole idea about mindful walking is not is to know that when I'm walking, I'm actually just lifting up my leg, noticing the sensation, and maybe as I put it down, right? Like I'm feeling sensation and my other feet is going up and stuff. Some people tend to take this really extreme and like try to walk really, really slowly. And I think slowing down helps, but sometimes if you're going so slow, you sometimes could lose your balance and then you fall over, right? So like, I don't want anyone to get hurt. So the whole idea is that just to mainly keep our focus on the walking and the movement and the sensation. If there's any new thoughts that come to your head, it's not like, oh, I need to stop thinking about dinner, even if I'm hungry. It's like, oh, I'm thinking about dinner, but I want to bring my attention back to this walking. So let's just start all together. Let's just stand and you can close your eyes and just notice your body. You know, where is it at today? So for me, I went to work out yesterday. So my arms are a little bit sore because I lift very tiny weights and I'm still sore. So just noticing that aching in my bicep and forearms. Can you feel the sensation of your feet touching the ground? Can you feel where your head is in space relative to your hips and your shoulders? Maybe you're feeling lightness or tightness, coolness or warmth. Maybe you even feel pain. Just notice it. There's nothing to fix. Then when you're ready, open your eyes and just start moving. Start walking. And when you walk, just really pay attention to how your body is. What is it feeling as you're lifting your feet, putting it down, transitioning and shifting your weights, lifting up your other feet. So you have a whole body and maybe you also notice your arms and your torso. But for starters, focus on your feet, the sensations in your feet and your leg. Keep that area of focus smaller. It'll help you concentrate. Notice how your weight shifts. Or maybe you favor one leg more than the other. Or maybe there's just sensations, different sensations as you move different ways. And if your mind wanders, you can notice that too. Just bring it back gently to focusing on the sensations of your body and the movement in your feet and legs. And then, when you're ready, if you can wrap up your exercise, your movement, and join us at the computer again. How was that one for everyone? It's not sitting still. If there's movement, is it different, easier, more difficult?
I kind of felt like I almost lost my balance with my eyes closed and just letting it flow.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wait, I think I wasn't sure. I felt like I let myself go and almost lost my balance.
Yeah. Well, you could do your eyes closed. You can also do with your eyes open, but you're very brave for doing it for the eyes closed, and I'm glad you're safe.
Someone else also said in the chat, I felt a little out of balance.
Yes. Even with the eyes open, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah. Great. So that's movements, and you could bring it to any movement. You could be walking up the stairs, right? You could be running and being mindful, right? When I actually started, I actually don't like running. Sometimes I rarely do it. But when I do it and I'm more mindful, I actually could go further actually, because it became less of a resistance for me. Because I personally, since I don't like running, I think in the past I was like more resistant about it when I became more mindful. And also I was less likely to trip. I sprained my ankle a lot ever since college. I always like sprain my ankle almost every year. And when I got more in touch with my body, I actually stopped having injuries because I'm just more aware of where my body is in general, not all the time. So that's mindful movement. And the last one I want to do before we shift into the practical tools is called loving kindness meditation. It's a different type of meditation. It's also called Metta, Metta, or the compassion meditation. So Metta in the Sanskrit word, which is the basis of Buddhism, is in India. It's the word for loving kindness / compassion. There's no direct translation, but this is as close as it's gonna get. So, loving kindness meditation, find yourself seated again in a comfortable position with your spine upright if possible. If you need to lay down, please lay down. And close your eyes. And relax into yourself. Notice where you are physically, what sensations are coming into your body. Notice your thoughts. What's playing on the movie screen of your mind. And notice your emotions. Upon noticing your physical body, your thoughts and your feelings, you're here. You don't need to fix anything. Just let it be. I'm going to guide you for something called a loving kindness meditation. So usually you start with yourself and or someone that comes easy to you, something that you're willing to give loving kindness. Sometimes in our culture, it's actually hard to be loving or kind to ourselves. So if you can, start with the self and not start with someone who feels just easy to be loving and kind towards. If not, it could be a pet. If not, it could be an imaginary person or being, just something that when something that when you think about, you just feel warm. And bring that person to your mind. What do they look like? Who they are to you. And then we could start. So this is how it goes. If I start with me, may I be safe and protected. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be happy and peaceful. You can listen to my voice or you can say it to yourself in your voice. May I be safe and protected. May I be happy and peaceful. Notice what feelings or sensations come up as you just give them this loving kindness. All beings, all living beings want to be safe and protected. All beings want to be happy and peaceful. So may I be safe and protected. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be happy and peaceful. May I be safe and protected. May I be happy and peaceful. Next, I want you to bring to mind someone that you love. Someone that you just near and dear. It could be someone you admire. And it could also be imaginary or a hero you look up to. So may you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. Is this person that you deeply care for is another living being. And they also want to be safe and protected. They also want to be happy and peaceful. So give them some of your loving kindness. May you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. Then I invite you to bring to mind someone who's neutral. Someone that you don't really know. Maybe it's the mail person. Maybe it's someone at the checkout counter. Maybe it's a security guard or a student in your class that you've seen on campus, but you don't really know, right? Bring to mind that person. May you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. And even though I don't know you, even though maybe you deliver my mail, or you help me with the checkout counter, or you work at the library and you're the librarian, I don't know you, but you exist in my life. And I want you also to be safe and protected. And I want you to be happy and peaceful. Because as a living being, all living beings want to be safe and protected. All living beings want to be happy and peaceful. There's not a single soul that does not want that. So may you be safe and protected. May you be happy and peaceful. So I invite you to wrap it up. As I'm giving you a taste of this meditation called loving kindness and compassion, or Metta. And when you're ready, open your eyes and join the space. Yeah, so this one is very different. It's almost a bit intention setting, right? And it could also be hard sometimes, noticing who I can or cannot give metta to. And as you keep going, this one would then go on to people you struggle with, right? So you notice like people that are easy, people you love, people you're neutral, people you have difficulties with. You repeat that, and then people in your neighborhood, people in your state, people in your country, the whole world, all sentient beings, right? And then it could also end on, may we be safe and protected. May we be happy and peaceful. May we all be safe and protected. May we all be happy and peaceful. So it could go as wide, as big as it can be, because there's so many living things, and even beyond this planet, and and beyond this world, if you believe in those things. So how was this type of meditation for you? If anyone want to share their experience.
I feel like it just gets more relaxing as we go. We just get more and more relaxing.
Right? Yeah.
I think I really thoroughly enjoyed it, especially because I think it's very similar to like affirmations, where you again like kind of set your intentions, whether it's for the day or like if, if you set your intentions for like other people. And I think really like the aspect of only focusing on yourself, but then also focusing on other people. So then it's not just um, something you have with yourself, but something that you have with people that are around you.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. And for some people, it can be very sweet, and for some people, it can be very hard, right? To be like, how can I deserve this, right? Or, oh, it's so sweet to give it to myself. So again, everyone is different. Just be kind to yourself. I don't think there's like, we shouldn't feel like we should be able to do it. I think I've noticed for some people, this is such a sweet meditation. It brings up a lot of like warmth and empathy and just loving and kindness for everyone. Some people, it's just so hard, right? And I don't want this to feel like I should. You need to do what works for you. That's why I gave you a sample tonight of 5 different things. And the phrases, if you don't like if there's other words that are you think is more useful, like may you just be joyful, right? May you be kind, may you be gentle, like whatever works for you is the well wishes. It doesn't have to be those 4: safe and protected, happy and peaceful. You could find your own combination. So yeah, out of these 5, is there anything that like you're like, wow, this is amazing, I really want to do it again, or I never ever want to do this one again? I've given you the sample tonight.
I think the walking one was the best one for me. like, walking back and forth, getting in my own head, I thought that was cool. I thought that was the best one for me.
Cool. Awesome.
I know for me, I really liked the last, like this one that we did, like the love and kindness one, especially because it was more like structured. And I feel like a lot of times with meditation, I can like get in my head about what I'm thinking about. So like having a more structured thing, like I'm thinking about this thing, felt really nice, and it was like really sweet.
Mm. Awesome. I want to go for another one, which is the last one. Another mindfulness tool is connecting your inner child. And I think that's been a very popularized word, actually. And so I really want to level set about definitions. At least for me, when I work with my clients, inner child is not about rescuing a hurt younger you, is not about reliving a wonderful moment in the past, right? So I'm not a therapist. I need to say that, like, rescuing a hurt younger you or exploring your past and how your family history and such, like that wouldn't be within integrity for me to do with clients. And also the idea of like reliving wonderful moment, we all want to do that, but again, that's in the past, right? In some ways I don't think we can. And so for me, the inner child is that if we were to truly be nourished and taken care of as a young being, then certain qualities just naturally come up. They naturally bubble up, like such as joy, play, curiosity, warmth, and just many more. And I think for me, I had people who's pushed back and say, well, like I had a really horrible childhood, terrible things happened to me. And I still, these are some ways that I say we could work together. Is that one, do you know a child in your life, right? Maybe you have a niece or nephew or somebody else's kid, and see these qualities in them. If not, do you have a pet in your life? Because I think a lot of these qualities are also in these animals. If not, is their imaginary being, young being, right? So I think there's different ways to go about it. And I think for me, even realizing like, even if I had like a hard childhood, the fact that I'm alive right now, and I know sometimes it's hard to accept that, that means I was taken care of somehow. Maybe not with the most best of care or most mindful intention, but I'm still alive. And that in a sense, like gives me the idea like, well, at some point in my life, I had to be taken care of in order for me to be alive today. So I hope this helped level sets. And then I'm gonna then do a quick exercise with you all with this inner child exercise. So if you can sit up or lay down, find yourself in just a comfortable position you can be in for the next several minutes. And then notice your body. What sensations are going through it? Maybe some aches, maybe some lightness, coolness, warmth. Whatever it is, you don't have to fix anything, let it be. And notice your thoughts. What's playing in the movie screen of your mind? Maybe your thoughts are erratic or slow, tired or sleepy. Just notice them. You don't have to fix anything. Let it be. Then your emotions. What are you feeling right now? Curious or tired or distanced or warm? Whatever it is, you don't have to fix anything. Let it be. And now when you notice your body, your thoughts, and your feeling, I invite you to call to mind a younger you that's been nourished and well taken care of. A younger you who has been nourished and taken care of. And if that doesn't come to mind easily for you, or you're struggling, maybe you know of a child in your life, maybe a niece or a nephew, or a baby cousin who's nourished and taken care of. And if you can't bring that, then maybe a pet, an animal that's been nourished and well taken care of. So bring to mind this younger you who is nourished and well taken care of. So I'm going to focus this meditation on this younger you now. And if you're using other things, then please switch the language. What do you look like? What age are you? What does your hair look like, if you have any hair? Is it up or down, long or short? What kind of clothes are you wearing, if at all? How about shoes? Maybe you're wearing your favorite shoes. Maybe you're barefoot. What's in your hands? They're holding maybe a toy or a tool, or maybe they're dirty and messy from playing in the mud. What does your hand look like? This younger you who's nourished and taken care of. Notice how you feel when you're with this younger you who is nourished and taken care of. How do you feel? And can you let the younger you know how you feel and ask them how they are feeling? Hey, how are you feeling? How are you doing? And listen. Ask if your inner child wants to do anything with you. Maybe they want to play and build a fort with you. Maybe they want to have a tea party. Maybe they just want to walk or play in the park. What does this inner child want to do with you? And do it. Spend some time. And you know that you can always come back. This is a place that if you're feeling it right now, always come back and be with your inner child, this part of you that's been really well nourished and taken care of. This is right here with you. Today is just an introduction. So as a wrap up, maybe you can ask this inner child if they have any requests of you. Did they have any requests of you for this week? And then you could thank them for their time, for showing up today and being with you. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and maybe stretch and return into the shared space we have. So this is the last meditation. How is it for you? I think for me, it was one funny, I one time told people what I do, and they're like, I'm an extrovert. I don't need to be with my inner child. I was like, well, I think I could see where you're coming from. You're extrovert, you're very good with people, or I view people, but regardless of your introvert, extrovert, I'm willing to bet money, and I don't like to gamble. When something does not go well, we can be so harsh on ourselves. I made this mess, or I'm a mess, or I'm stupid or incompetent, or even stronger language than that. I'm sure we can all imagine. So I think for me, the inner child is a way to connect with ourselves. It's just a lot of tenderness and compassion. And sometimes the way we talk to ourselves can be so harsh, but in general, we tend not to do that with younger beings. And especially if we look at our younger, nourished, and healthy selves, we probably wouldn't dare doing that, right? So I think for me, this exercise is very heartwarming because it allows us to connect with ourselves in a way that maybe we feel like we don't have the luxury of, but it's so needed. So, yeah.
A lot of people have put in the chat that they felt it was very relaxing imagining that scenario.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's the last meditation, mindfulness exercise I'm going to guide you through, but I'm one more last slide and then we're done. So I want to just end with some resources, some tools. Where everyone's on a different part of this journey. I hear there's people who do a lot of mindfulness and meditation already. If you're into apps, I love Insight Timer. A lot of great guided meditation with teachers. So many different topics, different like you can do silent, non-silent. You can also do time, different things. Search it up. Calm, Headspace. Headspace has a British accent. It is paid. Podcasts. There's something called 10% Happier. This person was Dan Harris is a journalist who got anxiety attacks when he was also on drugs. And he got put on assignment to do research as a journalist, a reporter about mindfulness and meditation. He got really into it and published a book, and then it became an app. And he has podcasts. On Being talks a lot about just like the nature of being human. Not All Communication has, on Spotify at least, has some of Marshall Rosenberg's like old training. So if you're not into reading, then you could try that. Books, Power of Now, really says the only moment we ever have in our lives is the current moment. A lot of people say we can't be happy because something in the past happened to us. And then we cannot be happy until someone or something happens to us, right? In the future. So that's a very powerful read, Nonviolent Communication. There's also a person called Young Pueblo. He does a type of meditation called Vipassana. He's also on Insta. He has 2 books, actually 3 books now, but I really like his first 2 the most, Inward or Clarity Plus Connection. And then there's one that's more like just about like doing meditation, Mindfulness in Plain English by Hinapola Gunaratana, which I'm probably messing up the name. And if you like classes, the Compassion course by Tom Bond, he is a friend and student of Marshall Rosenberg, and he does a nonviolent communication, but in a way that's like very accessible, where it's very low fee, and if you have no money, you could just not pay anything at all. And every week you get an email talk about specific situation and practices to help bring more compassion, empathy, you know, even like noticing your feelings and need. There's exercises and situations. So it's a whole year-long course that starts in June. So when June comes, you can also sign up now, but it doesn't start till June. And then I have a friend called Sherwood Solly, and he's doing something called the Joy Gym. And what's interesting about that, he believes that joy is like a muscle, and we need to learn to exercise it, or else we can't have the capacity to be joyful. So his thing is all donation based, is every Wednesday from 6 to 6:30, and it's very quick, like, or 6:20 even. And he does like quick exercises as a group, and he also do some sharing at the end. So these are all the tools and resources I think would be useful if you want to deepen your practice. Does anyone have any other tools or books or classes that they like? And if I'm happy to add them on to here too, if that's helpful.
Hey, well, I want to be the first person to thank Nancy for this really incredible evening. I can see that people are smiling, maybe feeling a little bit better than when they started. But again, as Nancy said, these are strategies and these are tools, as well as just things that you can do to make yourself feel better. They're also how you navigate in the world. Next week, we'll be doing design thinking, and I'll tell you more about that when we meet. So Nancy, people are putting in the chat how much they enjoyed it. And again, I want to thank everybody for showing up, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Nancy.
Take
Have a
care.
good
Thank
one.
you.